On a cold Wednesday of 23rd June 1976, at the famous Mother of Christ Hospital, Enugu, a baby's loud cry was heard from the maternity ward announcing a new birth. That baby was me, born to the family of Mr. Tunsi O.C. and Mrs. Victoria Egenti. I was so tiny and frail that doctors believed I was a preterm baby and that my mom did not get her pregnancy calculations correctly. I was immediately rushed into an incubator to complete the supposed term. And after 1 week of being there, I became so strong and agile and was quickly rescued out of the incubator. Else it would have been fatal. The doctors admitted the incubator intervention was done in error and that my mom was actually correct in her calculations. My roots. My father hailed from Ifitedunu in Dunukofia, local government of Anambra State, while my mother hails from Amaju, Amibu in Wangele, local government area of Imo State. Their union had 4 of us, and I am the last offspring. My father was well educated and worked with the Nigerian Railway Corporation, while my mom only had primary education but also acquired skills in making pastries. The demise of my father and my mother's journey into widowhood. In 1977, at the age of 1, I lost my father to the cold hands of death, which took a huge toll on our family. My dear mother became a young widow at the age of 29. And because my father did not allow her to work, life was tough. Everything my father owned were all taken away by my father's family members and relatives. My mother struggled in poverty to raise us, from one petty trading to another. We, the children, equally assisted in fending for the family by hawking snacks. Life was brutally tough. There was no help in sight. My mother's family were very poor too. At the age of 13, when my mother could not take the hardship anymore, she sought succor in Niger State, being her state of birth. She was born in Zungeru, Niger State, where her father also worked at the Railway Corporation. Our family, therefore, relocated to Minna, Niger State, where my mother took up a job in Federal Government College, Minna, as a catering assistant. I was also given admission into the college, having passed the entrance interview. Life was still tough, but a little much better. I still hawked to support my mother in keeping the family going, and being a bright student in school, I still managed to create time for my studies and stayed tops in class. Niger State encounter, especially the Federal Government College experience with students from almost every part of Nigeria, shaped my cultural and religious tolerance. My views of life were holistic and accommodating. University experience. In 1993, after completing secondary education, I was denied admission at the University of Abuja. Though my name appeared on the list for mass communication, I lost the admission simply because I had no one to push for me. In 1994, I went to ABU Zaria for a remedial program but got another shocker. Registration was already concluded and closed. So in 1995, I enrolled for IJMB at the Kaduna State Polytechnic Zaria. And before I could complete the program in 1996, a student riot in ABU Zaria had already escalated and we escaped by whiskers. That was the end of Zaria for me. Same year in 1996, I went to University of Jos and took a diploma course in social work. Graduated in 1998 with good grades. All the while I was in Zaria and Jos, I supported my education with petty business of ladies' accessories. I wanted to continue my degree program in Jos, but life had other plans. First job in Abuja. After my industrial training in social welfare unit of Wuse General Hospital, Abuja in 1999, I decided to search for a job in Abuja and pursue a part-time education. I got a marketing job with Gabike Educational Services. No salary, just 10% of monthly sales. It was really physically and emotionally draining, moving from one office to the other with loads of books and educational materials. I also began a part-time degree program with Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, Abuja Study Center. Present job in Abuja. Not satisfied anymore with the job insecurity, stress, risk, and vulnerability of the marketing job, I began an intense search for a government job. I finally got employment at the National Assembly in 2000 and was placed on grade level 6 as a senior clerical officer and later promoted to chief clerical officer. First degree and master degree. In 2004, I completed my bachelor degree in public administration and was subsequently granted conversion and upgrading to Administrative Officer 2 based on my first degree qualification. I got my master degree in public administration from the National Open University of Nigeria in 2014. I also belong to some professional bodies. One, I'm an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Administration, Abuja Center, 2011. Institute of Chartered Economists of Nigeria, associate member, 2007. Chartered Institute of Public Administration and Governance, USA, eminent fellow and Chartered Public Administrator, 2025. Academy of Management Executives, a fellow, 2025. I was also conferred with an honorary doctorate from the revered Eminence University, Colorado, USA. Honorary Doctorate in Personnel Management and Organizational Development, 2025. Award recognition. 1. Best Indigenous Song, Catholic Liturgical and Gospel Music Award, Lagos, 2019. Outside the shores of Nigeria, I have also attended the following programs: The Realities of the African Woman in the Post-COVID-19 Era, Dubai, 2021. Women's Health, Empowering Voices, Inspiring Change, Kenya, 2024. Atlanta Cybersecurity Summit in USA, September 2024. International Conference on Conflict Studies and Management, United States of America, September 2024. Additional skills and passions. I love singing, public speaking, relationship coaching. I'm a humanist and I'm a founder of Scale Charity Initiative, an NGO helping widows, the aged, and vulnerable groups. I'm also a fast thinker. Personal works and accomplishments. In 2013, I created a children's music group from my church called the Holy Youngsters. I composed a 7-track music video album for them titled Quality Praise.
To praise him and adore his holy name. We have come to praise him and exalt him above all things. People, let us put our hands together and make peace with one another. Oh yes, we need peace. We need peace. We need peace. Peace all over the world.
In 2018, I launched a 14-track album titled Celebrate. In 2019, during COVID, I founded a pet project, Scale Charity Initiative, to assist poor widows and vulnerable groups with food items and other essentials. In 2022, I registered the initiative as a non-governmental organization with Corporate Affairs Commission and unveiled it officially. I have also successfully been assisting poor widows with food items and organized concerts for them from time to time. I have visited many of the widows in their homes with gifts and encouraged them to move on with life. Positions held in the National Assembly, Abuja. Assistant clerk to these committees: Women Affairs, Tertiary Education, Security and Intelligence, and Interparliamentary Relations. Clerk to Ad hoc Committee to investigate non-access to foreign exchange by automobile industry, House of Representatives. Clerk to Ad hoc Committee to investigate the relocation of tank farms in residential areas, House of Representatives. Clerk to House of Representatives Parliamentary Friendship Groups to Cameroon and South Africa. And presently clerk to House of Representatives Committee on Nutrition and Food Security. Marriage, kids, and turbulence. I was married in 2001 and was blessed with 4 wonderful children, 3 boys and a girl. From the first few years of marriage, I noticed the incompatibility but overlooked them, thinking things will get better. It never did, but got worse. Every day was a struggle trying to make perfect a collapsing marriage. I was deeply committed to church, so I hid the pains with church commitments. I prayed, endured, pretended all was well, created false narratives, lied about what was going on, and kept hoping a miracle will happen. For 21 years, no one truly knew nor understood the depth of what I was going through, including my siblings and relatives. Some of our priests who knew about the struggles tried their best. I could not face the shame of accepting that my marriage was not working and that all efforts to restore it were not working too. Worse still, because I was a marriage course instructor and counselor, and also women's zonal leader in church, amongst other positions I held. I was also a one-time community leader for married women. Divorce. I choose to talk about this lastly because it is something many do not know about, and I'm ready to talk about it publicly. Finally and sadly, my marriage broke down irretrievably in 2021, and divorce was granted in May 2024. The blame, lies, and backlashes heaped at me shortly after the separation were unexpected. It was the worst emotional and mental crisis I ever went through in life. I struggled to be strong for my children, but it was not easy. I went into depression and almost did the unthinkable. Suicide thoughts kept flying in my head, but somehow, somewhere, I felt the hand of God holding me and His voice reminding me of His love, grace, and mercy. In 2022, a year after the breakup, and still struggling with shame and emotional turmoil, came the sad news of the death of gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu, who died from injuries sustained from domestic violence by her husband. A voice echoed to me, "This could be you, but you made it out alive. So why allow people who never knew your story kill you with what they say?" I drew strength from those words and enrolled for a therapy, which helped my mental healing. I learned a lot of lessons from those experiences in marriage, and they are as follows. 1. Marriage is wonderful, but should not be endured when it becomes life-threatening. Marriage is sacred, but life is more sacred. Marriages are personal lives. Leave rumor mongering. Do not condemn what you do not have details of. Respect people's decisions about marriage and pray for them if you must. Do not let what people will say keep you trapped in bad marriage. Be careful with your words. It could kill. Teach your children to speak up when marriage is not working. Church commitments, family, or social status cannot stop anyone from making a mistake or falling. Learn to move on. Happiness and peace of mind is paramount in marriage. It is all that matters. Marriage should not be a yardstick to measure success or to be respected. As I look back to my life with its ups and downs, its thicks and thins, I'm grateful to God for how far He has brought me. I may not be where I thought I would be or who I thought I would be, but I have come to understand that God knows best and everything happens for His purpose. I am eternally grateful to God for life, for His constant interventions in my life, for the gift of my children, for the gift of my family, for the gift of those whom God has used to shape my life positively right from childhood, and for the gift of good friends. There is no doubt I have every reason to celebrate my 50th birthday today. I'm so excited to have each and every one of you here today to celebrate with me, especially my beautiful women, the widows, who I love so much. Thank you all for being here. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present myself, Queen Millie at 50, favored, fabulous, fit. To God alone be all the glory, all the honor, all the adoration. Amen. Thank you, and God bless you all.